As reported, flying deep behind Russian lines, Ukrainian long-range drones delivered a devastating blow to the only Russian Shahed production facility. Long-range drones, loaded with 250-kilogram bombs, tore through the final assembly line, throwing all Russian strike plans into disarray, Euromaidan Press reports. The Ukrainian strike happened at Yelabuga, located over 1,200 kilometers away from the front line. The Ukrainians used 6 drones for the strike on the main Shahed assembly facility, of which 5 Ukrainian drones managed to reach and directly strike their target despite Russian air defenses being present. The strike led to severe damage to the final assembly line of the drone production facility, creating a bottleneck and disrupting the entire production process within the factory. For the strike, Ukrainians used small A-22 light training planes repurposed as drones to strike critical Russian military and economic infrastructure far beyond the front line. These drones have a maximum flight range of over 1,500 kilometers with integrated GPS inertial guidance to conduct precision strikes. Each of these drones has an integrated payload of 250 kilograms, able to collapse the facility's roof, already damaging production machinery, which was then followed by the next drone striking the factory floor itself, finishing the job. Euromaidan Press says, the destruction of the assembly line at the Yelabuga facility throws a massive wrench into Russian plans, as the Russians are exerting considerable effort to scale up production and increase the number of Shahed drone strikes. Since the launch of this factory, which produced 300 Shahed drones daily before the Ukrainians hit it, Russia has steadily increased the number of Shahed strikes each month. Following the completion of the Yelabuga drone production complex, the Russians continue to increase their production output, launching a massively increased number of Shahed drone strikes in the past 6 months. Euromaidan Press says this number could have risen to 9,000 by the end of April, prompting the Ukrainians to urgently develop a plan to strike the Russian Shahed production facility. The strike on the Yelabuga plant was additionally prompted by the recent Russian development of an analogue to Ukraine's Palyanitsia jet-propelled drone. The upgraded Shahed, called the Geranium-3, features a turbojet engine for increased speed, raising from 200 km per hour to 600. This enhancement makes it much harder for Ukrainian mobile air defense units to intercept them, primarily relying on truck-mounted machine guns and autocannons to take down the Shaheds. Euromaidan Press reports, destroying Russian production capabilities before these drones could be produced and implemented on a larger scale was a strategic play to prevent the Russians from exploiting weak spots in Ukrainian air defense, while the laser air defense is still in the early stages. This also shows that Ukrainians know the locations of these critical Russian factories and can continue to target them if they struggle to intercept the new Shaheds. While Ukrainians have many potential targets to hit, they must choose wisely due to the amount of time needed to plan and set conditions for such complex aerial operations, making it impossible to strike every location simultaneously. Overall, the Ukrainians conducted a precision strike, the largest and most important Russian drone production facility over 1,000 kilometers away from the front line, causing massive damage to its production capabilities and greatly diminishing the number of drones available for further Russian strikes. These strikes are expected to continue in the coming period.
Russian firefighting air tankers dropped more than 100 tons of water at Iran's Shahed Rajai port after a massive explosion last Saturday. According to Associated Press, 2 Russian air tankers dropped more than 130 tons of water, the Russian Emergency Ministry said in a statement on Tuesday. The images released on Tuesday show air tankers dropping water as smoke rises from the port area. Iranian officials announced Monday that the fire had been put out at the port rocked by an explosion as the death toll in the blast rose to at least 70 people killed. The port reportedly took in a chemical component needed for solid fuel for ballistic missiles, something denied by authorities, though they've not explained the source of the power that caused such destruction.
هم الان رسید
خوب الان دور به
هم الان رسید
خوب الان دور به
чтобы они посмотрели, если пойдете, мы готовы.
هم الان رسید
خوب الان دور به